Hello, it's Thursday, your last day of fractions, and we're really chuffed with how you've got on. Hope it's felt really good. You feel really confident now with all the different operations and how you're working with fractions. Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're going to set you a little task working with the 4 rules of fractions. And remember that triangle which is here. It's the order of operations. So when we're talking about order of operations, you would start off always working out either the brackets or the indices of an equation. Then you would go on to do your division or multiplication. And the last thing in terms of order of operation you would do is your addition and subtraction. That is just to remind you when you're looking at these equations. So question 1, I want you to have a go straight away. There's no order of operations. There's only one thing you have to do here. And there's a little support for you there to remind you. You are finding 1/3 of 2/5. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Use that diagram to help you draw it, colour it in if you need to. If not, just write the equation. Question 2 is asking for you to find 2/5 divided by 3. Here's your 2/5. You're dividing that by 3. Remember, you can also write that as a calculation in terms of multiplication, because it could be 2/5 multiplied by 1/3. Because if you're dividing something by 3, you're finding 1/3 of it. Now, this is where you're going to start using your order of operations. So which section on question 3 would you do first? Let's have a think. Which part of that equation would I do first? Let's have a look. You're absolutely right. You do the addition part first. So 1/3 plus 1/3 is, okay, you've got it, multiplied by 2. So that part you would do first. What about with this one here? The equation looks similar, but there are no brackets. Which part would you do first? You do the multiplication bit first. Okay, so think about that. Then we'd like you to have a go at these 4 additional questions. I'm going to read them to you. Work out the perimeter of this rectangle. So remember, area Annie, those people filling out the space, or the perimeter. I'm going to do the perimeter of my box here. Oops, my finger's gone off. There we go, perimeter. The perimeter is all the way around the outside. So what are you going to have to do first? You can write this equation as an equation if you want, using your indices, your brackets, because you're going to have to add those 2 numbers first and those 2 numbers, aren't you? And then add them together. You could add that and that and then that and that, but think about how would you write it really effectively using 4 operations as an equation. Okay, now you've got to work out the area. Remember area Annie? Here we go, area of my box is the whole surface area of my box here. Area Annie. All right. The area, we need to multiply those 2 together. Let's read this one. 3/5 of a litre of orange juice is shared equally between 4 people. Right. Remember we talked about sharing. What do we do when we're sharing? We talked about that yesterday. If I'm sharing something, what operation am I using? Think about the calculation there. Draw it out if it helps you. How much orange juice does each person get? Think about the mathematics involved in that. And here you need to work out the missing number in the bar model. So I know my whole is 2 2/3, nice mixed number there. So what am I going to add to 7/9 to get that? Think about what I need to do. What is the calculation I need to do to work that out? You're going to have to find the inverse, aren't you? Something plus 7/8 equals 2 2/3. So write that out. Something, you do your question mark, plus 7/9 equals 2 2/3. And then use your understanding of inverse to work out the calculation. So once you've done those first 8 questions, we would then like you to look at the video, because in the video, they take you through those questions and they show you the correct solutions. And you can check your working against that. You can mark it, but also you can see, okay, what bit was I not quite sure about? Let's see if I've used the most effective method, and you can see if you can make any improvements to your work. You don't need to go all the way through the video though, excuse me. As it says here, stop the video at 6 minutes 30 because they go on and do something else. And then we'd like you to have a go at doing this question. And then Jack mixes 2/3 of a litre of orange juice with 3/4 of a litre of apple juice. He pours the juice into 5 equal glasses, equaling how much juice is there in each glass. And remember, you're going to have to use your bid mass for this. Think about how you'd write that as one equation. What's he doing first? He's mixing the orange juice and the apple juice together. So what's he doing? He's adding those together. Once he's got that, he then is dividing it. He's sharing it, isn't he, into 5 glasses. So think about the equation that you would write mathematically, and then you can work out the stages that you need to work. And there you go, little extension. You can all have a go at it if you like. You need to match the calculation with the correct answer, which means you need to do the calculations. When you do this, please, please, please show your working. Break it down methodically, write the equation, go through the different steps, and then write your answer. Because if you just give us that, we don't know, with lines going towards it, we have no idea how you worked it out, so we can't help you if there are any challenges. Right, you've worked very hard with your maths over this week, and I know that you'll be feeling a lot more confident with your fraction work, which is fantastic. Enjoy your lesson.